everyone, it's Brittany and welcome back to Urban Wild. Today we are going to talk about thrifting. I used to go thrifting quite a lot back when I was in high school, and my mum taught me a lot of really good thrifting tips. More recently I haven't been thrifting just because it takes a lot of time and it's quite the mission in my opinion. So I've lost a lot of my thrifting skills that once existed. So this past month I basically went on a self-challenge to go thrifting and actually find something and find what type of tips for thrifting work for me and get back into the groove of thrifting again. So in order to do that, about a month ago I spoke with the girls from Shop Style Conquer and asked them for their tips on thrifting because I think they're really cool and I know that they go thrifting quite a lot, so I knew they would have some tips to share. I think they're seasoned professionals, to be honest. I find thrifting quite overwhelming because there are so many things in the store. I know what I like, and at thrift stores there is no rules as to what is in there, and I guess that's also the good reason about going thrifting, because you don't know what is in there and you could find some really awesome gems. How do you battle the overwhelming kind of feeling? Because you know how it's like huge and there's so much stuff. How do you sift through it?
I just get really overwhelmed. I just find it so overwhelming, the amount of stuff on the racks and just going through them in the big spaces. It stresses me out a lot.
Pick a section that you know that you're most likely to find stuff. Like if you're really into denim, then go like to the denim section or the designer section.
I found the weird bohemian hippie section.
I like to go for the designer section because I know I'll find like nicer quality items there.
So what's your plan of attack when you go thrifting? This is like an interview. Sorry guys, it's so formal. What's your plan of attack when you go thrifting?
Designer section, and then if I don't feel totally overwhelmed, I'll go outside it.
See, I'm kind of different because I like spend hours, like have a whole day where I just...
You just dedicate a whole day to thrifting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have I'll be like determined to go through every rack in case I miss something.
It can be quite exhausting, so make sure you have the whole morning or the whole afternoon to go. Make sure you're fueled up because it is quite hectic.
You have to make sure you're not hungry.
Yes,
you have to eat a good meal. Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Should take snacks with you.
Take a little muesli bar.
So my next tip is to know your style and your color palette, because those help you kind of focus in on what you want. When you go to a big thrift store, like a chain thrift store, it's huge and it's overwhelming and there are so many things on the racks. It's like a big warehouse full of clothes that was once worn by someone else, and it's just exhausting.
It is good when they color code them, I think.
I like color coding.
Because then I can be like, oh, my colors.
That's also important, I guess, when you go thrifting, to remember your personal style, because if you go into it without knowing, you're just going to end up
getting really carried away.
Take it home and be like,
With the rest of the wardrobe and you're like, what?
Why did I buy this? I've done that before.
Yeah.
If you know kind of the rough thing you're kind of looking for, you have more of a chance of finding things that suit and match your wardrobe. The worst thing is going to a thrift store and then buying things that you don't ever wear because they're actually not a part of your style, and that's why I think defining your personal style is so important. Quite contrary to what I just said, I think it's a fine balance to going in with an open mind and knowing what you're looking for. So you need to go in with an open mind just purely because there are so many things, and sometimes it's all about luck and finding those key pieces. Do you guys believe in thrifting lists? Like before you go thrifting, do you take a checklist of what you guys want?
I don't, because I feel like then I'll never get anything, because you'll go in there looking for a specific item.
Yeah.
And then you won't find it, and then you'll miss like other things that are really cool and would look really awesome on you, but you're like, oh, I need a denim jacket, so you ignore like all the other awesome jackets. So I just go there like open mind and then end up buying way too much.
That's good, but then sometimes it's good if you're looking for a particular thing to have a list, but not be too specific, not be like, I want a light wash denim jacket with this thing. But if you went in from an open plan, like loose plan, like I wanted a blazer for work, but there's so many different kinds and styles. I did find one that I liked because I wasn't like, I want a denim blazer.
That's very specific.
A navy blazer with like 3 buttons and this and that, like, yeah.
So go in with an open mind.
If you have to have a plan,
make it vague.
Yeah.
Go with an open mind, but stick within your style parameters, because if you don't have those parameters in set, you're just going to have this overflowing wardrobe and you're never ever going to have anything to wear. The most important part of thrifting is to try things on, because a lot of the things that are in there because the previous owner didn't want them, and maybe that means that they are ill-fitting. So trying things on is really important when you go to thrift stores. So something might look great on a rag, but on your body it looks like shit. So try things on. The most important thing that I learned from my mother in terms of secondhand shopping and thrifting is to look for damage and check condition of garments. It's so easy to find something that you really like and then you pick it up and don't notice a stain or a tear in it, and you get it home and you see it later. So it's really important to check out those conditions and just have a good look at it before you even try it on, because there's nothing worse than getting a torn garment home that you spent your hard-earned money on. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys have any thrifting tips, please do leave them down below for everyone else to read, so we can all enhance our thrifting capabilities. That sounded very sci-fi of me. Don't forget to check out Shop Style and Conquer, Alan and Tara. They make weekly videos and they vlog and they're really cool. It may be biased because they're my friends, but I do think they're really cool and really fun to hang out with. So I'm sure you'll like the videos. Yeah, I will see you guys next week.